Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Thank you for tuning into this quick tip episode. So today, we're talking about strategies for managing a marketing vendor. So a lot of us cannot afford to have marketing in-house. And we need to invest in vendors that understand our industry, that understand our needs, wants, desires. And at the end of the day, what's the number one thing we're looking for? We're looking for some form of client acquisition, whether that's a client as an employee or client as a patient. We're looking for the lowest cost to have the greatest ROI with the most effective component. And I bring this up because I believe, just like there's specialty doctors, I believe there are specialty marketing firms. I am not a believer that one ship fits all. I don't believe it. I don't think one vendor is going to fit all. And I think you need to know what you want in order to be able to define the expectations. So the best marketing vendors understand your value proposition. They understand your margins. They understand your market. They understand how to leverage technology to optimize the way that they get you in front of your ideal acquisition target. And so the reality is this, and you may not like this analogy, but if we were to go hunting, okay, I'm going to use a hunting analogy. And in our hunting, and let's just say we're going to get some form of food for dinner, and we can go fishing, and we can go hunt elk, and we can go shoot birds, and all of that. The way that you go about that, whether that's a fishing pole, a bow and arrow, a shotgun, a machine gun, it's going to have an impact on the quality of what you catch or what you get or what you gain. And I bring this up whether you like that analogy or not. A lot of marketing agencies don't understand the art of acquiring your ideal patient. All they know how to do is to machine gun the heck out of, I'm going to splatter everything in front. And what we don't recognize is we're not just attracting our ideal patient, but we are creating a brand impression. And I can name, and I won't because I don't want to deter from this podcast, but I will just say it this way. I believe that every ad has an opportunity to create a positive or a negative brand impression. And I would say 5 out of 6 healthcare related ads, in my opinion, create a negative response. And so looking at it, I think you need to look at how they're effective, how they communicate, how they visualize, and how they represent your brand in the most positive way. And I want you to get back and I want you to think about something. If you're going to watch the Super Bowl this year, I want you to think about every ad that you love, every ad that you are indifferent on, every ad that you hate. And you're going to be like, well, I don't care about the indifferent ones, but I'm like, honestly, the indifferent ones are the worst. Why do you think the indifferent is the worst? The indifferent didn't solicit an emotion. Hate is still an emotion. And I'm not saying you want them to hate your brand, but they can hate your ad. But love, like, how do they capture your attention? And so when we're looking at our marketing vendors, we need to optimize how we outsource our marketing approach. When you collect proposals from potential vendors, have them identify the following additional criteria. I don't want you to give them anything. You're going to have them show their cards. So I want you to ask them to give you their ideal budget to work with. And by budget, I mean, hey, How much am I paying out of my pocket? And how is that money? Not what they're charging you, because they're going to be like, well, I don't know. We need to know. I'm like, no. What is the ideal budget that you have to work for them? And of that ideal budget, where is it going? How much is going to you? How much is going to ad spend? How much is going to creative? What does that look like? Then I want them to name for that budget what the top 10 KPIs are using to measure the value of that campaign. Then I want you to ask them, how are they going to measure return on investment? Then I want you to look at direct gross revenue projections correlated with their client acquisition component. I want them to identify direct net profit projections correlated with their lifetime net value of a client. I want them to mock all of this up for you. And their guarantee, what are they willing to guarantee? What are they willing to sacrifice on behalf of investing in your campaign? So I am saying it this way. Are they investing in a result, or are they charging for an action? 99% of marketing companies are charging for an action, not investing in the product. How do they want to be managed as a vendor? What is their responsibility? So what I want to say is most are going to say, give me $5,000 and this is what my staff does. And when you're like, well, what can I expect? They're like, well, that's the magic 8-ball. None of us know. I'm like, flunk, get the heck out. I want you to put your life on the line for me. That's how valuable I want to be. I want to be $1 million maker for you and me. How are we going to do it? See, the problem is people are looking for quick fixes. They're looking for cheap money. And when they take your money, they don't care. Every patient I work with, I want them to value what I do. Every practice, I want them to value what I do. Your vendors should care more about you than they care about the money they're going to make off of you. But most don't, because they don't care. You're just another knock on their belt. And so by giving them these things, you're going to push them. And what I want them to do is I want them to give you a research of every key word your competitors are using and how much money it would cost for that competitor to win the race with you. Have them do all of that if they want your business. Because at the end of the day, a lot of them, they're just going to tell you what you want to hear. Oh, if there's a great opportunity here. It is 1 out of 100 marketing vendors that I've found ROI with, being very transparent. January 28th through the 31st, 2026, Coral Gables, Florida. Your business is on the track. Are you ready to hit top speed? The Growth Code Conference is your pit stop for 4 days of proven strategies, precision leadership tools, and a tuned-up growth plan. Leave the slow lane behind and accelerate toward your best season yet. Register now at growthcodeconference.com. Most of them are pretty awful. And I want to be honest with you. I'm in the HR billing business. Like, I am not wanting to do marketing. So I'm not here telling you, call me for marketing. I'm here to tell you and help you from a COO standpoint, how to find that perfect vendor, how to co-create with that right vendor, what you need to do to hold them accountable. So here are some strategies for you identifying your right marketing vendor. I want you to assess industry-specific experience. Look for vendors with a proven track record in your sector of healthcare and private practice. I don't want to see the hospital marketing. I want to see the private practice. Review case studies with actual clients. Talk to 10 customers. Talk to what they went through. Talk about marketing ROI. Get all of that. Evaluate what their service offerings are. Ensure that the vendor is providing services that are tailored to your needs. What do they do? How do they do it? Get your references, get your reviews. Verify that they understand compliance. Do they understand when you collect patient data, what is classified as PHI and what that collection process looks like and how that collection process is stored? I want you to analyze their portfolio. I want you to really click and see what they're doing. I want you to ask this question. How many W-2 employees do you have in the US? How many outsourced 1099s do you utilize? How many people work overseas? and how much of your work is done by our artificial intelligence? I just want to know. Plain and simple. And you're like, does anyone want to work with you, Brandon? They do. Because we both are results oriented. So as we do that, we also need to assess communication style. So if you haven't figured out I'm a hothead, you got to be okay with my communication style. You got to be able to know the way that you communicate, and you got to choose who's willing to listen, understand, and jump. So the other day I had a vendor I was working with, and they sent me something that was not up to my standard. And what I like is I was really tough. I'm like, I basically said, I was like, this is the biggest piece of garbage you've ever provided me. And I am questioning if we should work together. It was to that extreme. I brought it to them. And they actually gained so much business from me because this is what they said. They said, thank you so much. Your direct feedback allowed us to recognize that we handled this campaign wrong. And we ensure you that we're going to show you results in the next 2 weeks that will totally differ. Otherwise, we will refund every penny you've spent so far. And guess what? They delivered. They needed direct communication. They knew how I communicate direct, and they recognized where they went wrong. We also want to compare our pricing structures. We want to request detailed proposals from multiple vendors, but we need to compare all of the line items. So look for transparent pricing models. Look for where there could be hidden fees. Look for what is ad spend, what is labor spend, what is tool spend, what all those different pieces. And then we need to test our fit in terms of what our culture, our work style, all those things look like, and a vendor who's going to really dial into what our patient-focused approach is going to be and how they align with our brand. Explore the way that they utilize technology. What are the analytics softwares? What are the AI softwares? What are the CRM softwares? The best agencies are transparent. Brandon, you don't want us to charge you for blogs unless we're using AI. Okay, what AI tool are you using? Oh, this is what we're using. Okay, great. Brandon, we need our 1090, we use independent contractors for all of our ad work because we find we get a better product. Okay, I just want that transparency. Conduct a trial project. Say, you got $5,000 to prove your value. What would be the right campaign for us to play with $5,000? We got a 3-month, $5,000 a month campaign, so $15,000 in total. Show me what you think results will be. If they say, I don't know, it depends, don't do it. Get finite. Set clear expectations. Set clear goals. Establish a detail to the contract. Maintain regular communication, request transparency in reporting, and providing access to all resources. Monitor your budget closely, encourage collaboration between your team and their team, and evaluate their expertise and fit. Milestones are crucial, and tell them to under-promise. I would rather you tell me you'll get me 1 patient than 5, because if you tell me 5 and you get me 1, I'm going to be pissed. You tell me 1 and you get me 2, I'm excited. Did you know a 2024 HubSpot survey revealed that private practices with clear vendor management strategies improve marketing return on investment by 18%? They have a 60% reporting of better patient acquisition as a result. So, in the words of Gandhi, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. Don't forget, together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you love this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.